We're making history.
We're making history!
We're making history. 2020 is a year full of challenges. Coronavirus, quarantines, and civil unease. It's a year for facing those challenges, for finding solutions, and for looking toward the future. You're part of that future, and it begins this evening at the first virtual MaryFair.
Father Vince, on behalf of MaryFair Chairs, I want to welcome you to this evening. Welcome to MaryFair 2020, which we're calling
It's a Wonderful World, which I don't really understand and I feel like does not make any sense. If you just look at the world right now, pandemic, tough political issues, Oklahoma lost today, my hairline's receding. It's a rough year. So I don't know who picked this or thought this was a good idea.
Yeah. Just get used to the hairline thing.
Okay.
It's that happens. Well, actually, we're Christians. We're people of hope. And when I think about like our community, really what I see is resiliency. I see I look at our school and kind of how we've managed to navigate all of that. Look at what's happening in the parish community and all of that. And really, that's what this evening is about. In the past, we've always been able to come together and and kind of celebrate that community, and to raise money for great causes. Really, primarily our largest apostolate, the school. Again, what we've been able to do in terms of endowment and working to make it more affordable for families, but also in terms of look at what happens in the school and the parish side as well. So really, it's because we're a people of hope. So it's a wonderful world. It really is, and so. We're thankful for that. We're thankful for this community. We're thankful for all the people joining us tonight. So we'll start as we always do in prayer. So in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. So good loving God, it's in a spirit of gratitude that we come before you this night. We ask that you would be with our entire community. We pray in a special way for all the people that we touch. And, our school families. We pray for the people who come to us for food and in our outreach ministries. We pray for all the youth of our parish, for the elderly, the shut-ins. We pray for all those who are experiencing maybe fear, anxiety right now. People who've lost jobs. We ask that you would be with them. We pray in a special way for your blessing upon our community. We pray in thanksgiving for those who support this community. We ask for joyful, fun evening this night. We make this prayer in Christ's name. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. So really it's in a spirit of thanksgiving that we're going to do a little clip of some people who have supported, and so one of those cases and just his reasons for supporting the community.
Gene Robinson was brought up in a strong Catholic family that believed a faith-based education creates a strong foundation for life that can never be taken away. Gene's father, Maurice, was provided a college education through the generosity of a businessman who believed in him. Maurice and his wife, Florence, raised their children with the philosophy that if you help others, especially with their education, you would not only help the individual, but the community. Gene's years at Marquette Elementary School, Cascia Hall, and his presence as a founding member of the Church of St. Mary reinforced these ideals in his own life. Throughout his lifetime, Gene supported and contributed to the goal of children of all backgrounds receiving a Catholic education which would prepare them for the future. In his season of being a grandfather, he found great joy in watching his grandchildren form the same faith-based knowledge and friendships at the School of St. Mary as he did so many years ago at Marquette. Gene was keenly aware that not every family could afford a Catholic education and was eager to support the School of St. Mary in any way he could. And in that light, he was also a strong supporter of Friends of Catholic Education, which was founded by his brother Jim and friend Al Boudreaux. Gene's strong yet childlike faith in God stayed with him throughout his 92 years, and he always contributed it to his Catholic education and upbringing. Without fail, Gene looked forward to MaryFair each year and joyfully gave of his time and treasure to ensure the School of St. Mary could continue to thrive. He would be embarrassed to know that we were talking about him in this manner, but he would be so pleased to see others taking up his example to ensure children of all backgrounds would receive the gift of a Catholic education, and that the next generation was afforded the same opportunities he had graciously received as a child.
So Gene is just an example, really, of one of those people who have been strong supporters in our community. I remember when we buried him this year, his family was talking about anytime he would see some of the young people in the parish making a step, it just brought him joy. Like First Communion, from his seat he'd be over there bawling. And but so his passion really for supporting, it had to do with education and really young people taking the next step. I think of Mike Dill and Barbara Allen, many people who have died this year, and again, their passions, some of them were a little different than that, but they all had their reasons, and really it was because they believed in the community and really in what we can do. So special thanks to those who have supported us in the past. Thank you for those who have supported this year already. Again, your incredible generosity. And those of you who support tonight, it's going to be fun. You get a fun way of doing that by bidding on stuff. And so it's a great way to support the community. Special word of thanks to really our chairs. I was reminded that I told them whenever I asked them that, like, hey, when you do this, it's kind of easy. We've got it all laid out. It's just kind of building on what's already happened. We've got a great book. We've got Julie who's going to help you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. That was pre-COVID, and they have had to reinvent the wheel. So, special word of thanks really to our chairs that are here. So, Sarah and John Frucci that are here, Patty and Mike Wilson. Elizabeth and Mark Wommershauser, done a great job. Kind of, again, I promised you didn't have to reinvent the wheel, and you did. But so anyway, good job on that. Yeah. But also Mike Malcom, who's spent hours and hours doing recordings on that, and really here tonight we've got Mark Milosevich and Stephanie, who have parishioners who have stepped forward, to Pat Flanigan, who's joining us, kind of just Jake Szoeke, who's behind the scenes. Again, kind of all the people who are making things happen. In a special way, Julie Johnston, who has just done a remarkable job kind of with everything. So special word of thanks to all you people. And it's my privilege to introduce our host tonight. So the Fuscos, so friends and really active parishioners, most of you probably know them. So Chef Michael Fusco and Jackie Fusco. And again, very involved in things for many years now. Kids are in the school, and it's just great to have them around. Just a little word of warning, Chef, even though he's been in Tulsa for I don't know how many years, he's a Jersey boy, and he's got a little bit of an accent. So if
a little attitude too.
I lived with guys from Jersey, so I can interpret if you need me to on that. I also speak Jackanese, which is Jackie works in the office. So again, anyone who needs simultaneous translation, just kind of let me know. I can do that. But I want to say a special word of thanks for you all for being our host this evening. So I'll turn it over at this point to Chef and Jackie.
So thank you, Father.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, we're here. We love St. Mary's, and we love being able to be involved in such a great parish. And I don't think we could say it any better why everything's taking place, and Father Jack did with all the virus, COVID, and everything else. So we're doing it virtual. We're doing it off the cuff. We got a little bit of information. So we're going to do our best to get this. But it really benefits the school and the parish. We have a 5th grade and a 7th grader that goes, and we want them really to be, on the cusp of things. They get a great education. The teachers are doing a marvelous job, and we really want MaryFair to benefit the school.
Yeah, our technology appeal for the final appeal is technology update. So that's something that I know that our school and the students in the future will just benefit. So please go ahead and make sure that you donate as much as you can tonight. Once again,
have your family, your friends, call your dad, your mom, get your kids to do it, get everybody there. It's going to be a fun night. So.
It will.
So
It'll
we'll
be
have
fun.
an excellent time.
It'll be fun. So we have
12 years.
We want you to feel connected to the community tonight. And if you are taking pictures at your watch parties tonight, please go to tag yourself or tag us, hashtag MaryFair 2020 and
Hashtag
stop it. Hashtag
at home MaryFair.
He doesn't got it again. So.
At home with MaryFair.
Okay, here it goes.
That's what it is.
Hashtag at home with MaryFair, and then hashtag MaryFair 2020. We want to know who's celebrating tonight, so please share all of your pictures
We
with
want
us.
pictures.
Yeah, we want to see who's out there, who we're talking to. And then also, if you haven't registered yet for the bidding, go ahead to go to www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair. Once again, that is
www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair. We got that.
all right, you guys. Thank you for letting us to be in your kitchen and your living room tonight.
Hopefully in
We
your
feel
kitchen.
very grateful to
Ovens are on.
be a part of this community. So
Jumping ahead, sorry.
Yeah.
Mise en place. Mise en place. I
So-
think it's time for drinking. I
Yes,
mean,
it
time
is.
for a drink or something
So
like that.
before
Is that what's
you
coming next?
pop the champagne, cork the wine, go ahead and let's get our mojitos ready.
There you go.
Hello, welcome to MaryFair 2020. It looks a little different this year, but we're still going to have a lot of fun. You might recognize us, Judith and David Martin, as your bartenders from past MaryFair parties, and we're going to show you today how to make two really fun, delicious drinks.
Here we go. Starting with the mojito. You can use, it's a rum-based drink. You can use the rum of your choice. I'm going to go with Bacardi Limon. I'm going to start out with a half lime cut into quarters, 4 pieces. You need a muddle and mint, about 6 to 8 decent-sized pieces. Put on top. I'm not going to really grind in there. Just going to get the juice, get the oils going. Add ice. About 1.5 ounces of simple syrup. Two ounces of Bacardi Limon. I'm going to shake and then roll it back into the same glass. Top it off with ice. Soda water. And a lime wheel for the aesthetics. And there you are. Classic mojito.
Now that is a good looking drink. Is that
Hold
good?
on. Cheers, everybody. This is absolutely delicious. No, hey, wait your turn. I think you've got a drink coming, don't you?
Oh, yes. The bourbon Collins, right? Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay, our second cocktail is play on a classic Tom Collins. We're going to replace the gin with All-American bourbon. The bourbon of your choice, I'm going to go with Maker's Mark. Take 1 lemon cut in half and a quarter. Then we will muddle the lemon, kind of get the rind and the juice in there. Simple syrup, 1.5 ounces. Ice. And then 2 ounces of bourbon. Shake. The way to make it a little smoother is to shake those ingredients and then kind of filter them. So they kind of infuse together. Top it off with soda water. And garnish with lemon wheel and a cherry. Boom! That kicks it in just like that.
Cheers. What a night this is going to be.
I know.
You know,
Someone's going to end up drunk.
And all in our own community, too.
In our own church community.
That's no questions, in our own church community. But cheers. Great drinks. Now we're doing, what, best of the best?
Yeah. So tonight we have our best of the best introduction, but first we want to cheers with our chairs.
With the chairs over
The
here. Everybody
Wilsons,
got
the
their drink?
Fruchies, and then Father Jack, Wilmerhausers, Julie. Cheers, everybody. Congratulations. All right. So,
Well, let's toast the best of the best.
yeah. Who's going to win tonight? We'll see.
I'm going to draw the best of the best winner because I brought on the t-shirt that's appropriate, and the two richer priests in the parish had enough money to buy a ticket, and I didn't. So I told them I would be happy to do this. So we'll just have to see. Ooh. Oh, that'll be nice. Cry, guys.
And announcing the winner of
Yes.
the best of the best, Roseanne Ong. Congratulations!
Yay!
Yay!
Yay, Roseanne. I hope you're home and you're able to
See
hear
this
us.
and know that and all the rest. And
What did she pick tonight?
Polo Grill,
Ooh, what was it?
the tasting dinner. It'll be fantastic. And not only that, am I not saying this right?
You're saying it right.
She gave me the look. I'm not doing it right. But not only that, Robert Merrifield, good friend of mine, great guy, you know, great donation, said that he would do
Wow. What?
another dinner.
Oh, wow. So, okay. So we've got another dinner up from...
I'll match it with another 10-person meal. So fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Merrifield. So, and then also I heard that Roseanne actually was the first one to purchase a Best of the Best ticket. And
She was the first.
Yes,
and
and
she
she
won.
won. Congratulations, Roseanne.
Congratulations.
Now, we're going to go on to Chef Michael Fusco, my husband
Why
right
am I
here.
wearing this and not the tux that I normally wear, you might be asking?
That's right. Or the apron.
The apron that my kids tease me about. Well, we're moving on to the very first video that should be in your box of what you have, and it's going to be the Muffalata dip
Yep, that you're going to be
that we're
presenting.
going to cook and show. Make sure you have all your ingredients together and you're ready to go. I think we've got this now, right? And while enjoying the dip, live video. Welcome to MaryFair 2020. Here we are in the Wilmerhauser kitchen getting ready to prepare our first course. But first things first, let me take this off so we can communicate, and hopefully 2020 will come to an end with this. Making a Muffalata dip this evening, and in that is all the wonderful ingredients that go with it. We have wonderful provolone cheese, already diced, chopped Genoa salami, ham, chopped tomato, fresh onion, so fragrant. We have an olive relish that we're adding to it, mayonnaise which will help emulsify it and bring it together, salt and pepper, olive oil, and to give it a little zing right at the very end, crushed red pepper. So we'll start. I got a stainless steel bowl, and then what we'll do is just start simply adding these ingredients. Now, because we have a time frame and we have modern video, we have taken a moment and already diced and chopped this. We cut this as small as possible, basically, so it can be distributed evenly throughout the dip. So we start with these two items, and that is the provolone and the salami, two of my favorites, of course. Then the ham, perfect dice. I worked all morning on this. Then we have chopped onion. The aroma is fantastic with it. And this is a really simple item because we're simply going to mix this up. Then once again we have the olive relish, which is excellent. Then we have our two aromatics, basil and oregano. We'll add that in. And then here we are finishing up with some mayonnaise. I'll take a rubber spat, put that in. Now this is simple because we're simply going to take this and mix this together. So that's the start. As you can see, the mayonnaise bringing it around. We really want to make sure that it's evenly distributed. Not just the meats and the cheese, but also the flavorings, the aromatics. Well, I can't forget something. We also have lettuce. We're going to add some crunch to it. Beautiful knife here, and we're simply going to cut this up. Razor sharp, be careful of your fingers. Simple and easy. Add the lettuce to it. It adds beautiful freshness to it, and we love that freshness. Onion, tomato, and lettuce. Give this a quick toss. Now, no dish is ever complete, right? What we have to do is add a little salt and pepper to it. And we really love to use fresh ground black pepper because we can get all that aroma. So here we go. Boy, this is looking perfect. I suggest that this is made and allowed to set for a short period of time to allow all those flavors to mingle. So we take this, here's our black pepper. And I like a lot, it gives it spice. Well, I almost forgot one of my ingredients, a little crushed red pepper. Give it the zing. And then just a quick little grind of salt, because that olive relish is going to add a little salt to it. Finish mixing it one more time. It's just an incorporation or a folding process to bring it together. I mean, that looks fantastic already. And then really for our final steps would be taking our bread bowl here. We're going to cut a circle around it, leave it about 1.5 inches to 2. Serrated knives work great. Okay, got my circle because that's going to be the rim of the bowl for the bread bowl. Going to simply pull that out of the center. There we have the bowl just like this, and then we're going to tear this apart. This will be like little dipping parts, little dipping pieces to go into the dip itself to grab all that flavor and richness out. Bring this over here. There we go. That's what our presentation should look like. Flat, and then we're going to take this dip. Once again, bring it around. And then fill this bowl up. The aroma off this, the fragrance is fantastic. And by our amount there, it perfectly fills the bowl and allows us to have a little heaping volume on top of it. So it stands out. As chefs, we really love that three-dimensional look all the time to include height into all our dishes that we make. Now we'll take a quick second to straighten it and neaten it up a little bit. Oh, look at that. We'll take that, and there you are. We have our Muffalata dip in a bread bowl. Enjoy.
Okay, everybody, if you've got your tablets and your phones open here, www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair. Go ahead and start bidding right now. You have till 8 o'clock tonight.
8 o'clock. You've got another like hour and 10 minutes. So
That's
you better
about.
do that.
That's right. So go ahead and log on and get it done. How was it?
Fantastic.
Is it
Great
good?
chef. But anyway, you know. Laura Allen made this. It's charcuterie. It's absolutely beautiful. LKA Events. Just absolutely excellent. I remember when she was a little girl. Oh my goodness. But we're going to eat well. This is fantastic. Bid, everybody. What is it?
www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair. Go ahead and jump online and start all your bids. Thank you for what you've done so far, but we need to have your continued success for tonight. Thank you.
Item 125 is a luxurious Grand Lake getaway. Denise and Joe Griffin have donated the use of this beautiful home on Grand Lake for 3 days and 3 nights. a long weekend, or a weekday getaway. It's a 5-bedroom, 4.5 bath house that sleeps 10 adults comfortably, and with up to 14 with extra beds for the kids. Located off Duck Creek and Thompson Point, it's an easy hour and 15-minute drive from Tulsa to this lake escape that has everything. A private dock, covered back patio with grill, TV, fireplace, entertaining area, hot tub overlooking the lake, full kitchen, and plenty of living space. You're just a short walk away from Arrowhead Yacht Club and a short ride away from Cherokee Yacht Club. In fact, when you book your dates, you'll also receive a $300 gift card to your choice of those two clubs to enjoy a night out during your stay, which cannot be a major holiday weekend and must be taken by September 30th, 2021.
No one likes to look for a decent parking space, especially when you're running just a few minutes behind for school or mass. Item 118 solves that problem for you. Donated by the Church of St. Mary, the winning bidder will enjoy an on-campus front row parking spot for an entire year. Next up, this item will make you or your kiddos smile big. Item 108, donated by Kirkpatrick and Lye Orthodontics, is a full treatment plan. The package provides a full orthodontic treatment, starting with an individual case evaluation and continuing through the recommended treatment. Based on the need of the patient, adult or child, the doctors and staff at Kirkpatrick and Lye Orthodontics offer a variety of orthodontic treatments, including clear braces, early treatment, adult orthodontic treatment, and other orthodontic braces and appliances. Doctors Thomas and Douglas Kirkpatrick and Dr. Joseph Lye are orthodontic specialists offering quality orthodontics for children, teens, and adults. The full orthodontic treatment includes diagnostic records, all treatment visits, and one set of retainers after treatment is complete.
So Mike and Patty Wilson, what would you choose on that? What would be your pick?
Well, I don't want to let on to anybody, but we have been on the Pagosa Springs vacation. That looks pretty awesome. And also the Cathedral Tower tour with the bishop.
Mike.
So we're hoping that we can get the bishop tour at the cathedral, because that sounds awesome. And we're hoping that we can get our family together to go to Pagosa Springs. So while I really want you guys to bid at www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair,
Yes.
I really would like to win that Pagosa Springs vacation myself. So,
And no one has bid on the front row pew for Christmas Eve or Easter. So that looks like a real opportunity to avoid the Pagosa Springs bid and go right for that. So I would take advantage of that. And I would tell you, too, you ought to look at, there's a silent auction for a tuxedo rental. Ed Bashara, whose family went through St. Mary's schools. I'm sporting a tux right now. He also advertises on the bulletin all the time, so go take advantage of that. And we'll go back to Mike and Jackie.
Hey, thanks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Wilsons.
Yeah, don't outbid them. Or try to outbid them.
Keep Mike.
Hey, we just heard that we had 2 cash donations for our final appeal tonight so far, up to $800. So
Beautiful.
Thank you for whoever did that. Thank you. Please don't forget, you can go to your donate button now on your on the website, and then in the comments you can type in final appeal. Okay, and then so the final appeal, and then we want to talk about some of the successes that we've had in the past with our MaryFair dinners and auctions like this. We've had huge changes. For the past 12 years, we've been able to add a canopy, gym updates,
lighting, LED lighting, everything's bright in the school.
We've had a new
awesome
playscape. We've had the smart boards for the kids, which they love that. I know the teachers love that too.
Hearing in the church, right?
Oh yeah, the hearing loop.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
so please go ahead and take yourself to www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair and start bidding now.
I'm grateful for MaryFair's final appeal for many reasons, but I think one of my favorites is the canopy. When I first started at School of St. Mary, I was bringing boxes of things in and out, and it was pouring down rain, and there was no covering over the door, which kind of made me crazy, but I thought, oh, here's an idea for a project. So we got to work on that those first 2 years, and so I love the canopy. It keeps everybody shaded on hot days and dry on rainy days. Another thing that we are very grateful for is in our gym. It looks really nice now with the new paint, the new scoreboards, and the new lighting. It's wonderful to host other teams when they come here to play. Our iPad charging stations keep us energized and high tech, and of course the students love working with the technology. The LED lighting brightens every room and the hallway, and the solar shades were essential for security and for great energy efficiency. The playscape outside is another favorite. It's fun for the students, and it makes our school look beautiful from the street. Final Appeal also gave us updated bathroom fixtures 1 year, and that's been very helpful. The teachers love their smart boards, and it gives them great advantages when they're teaching and creating curriculum. The swing is new this summer, and it's really fun, even for the priest. Father Jack was the first one to use the new swing. Also, the Final Appeal isn't just for the school. The church's hearing loop turned parishioners' hearing aids into earbuds, and I know that's been very helpful for many people. We can't thank each of our sponsors and donors enough for all of your support every year in the past, and we're extremely grateful for your continued support. It is very important and very appreciated.
Hey guys, I don't know about you, but I really hate Zoom meetings. I would think I would rather take a Razor scooter to the shin than do another Zoom meeting. Nonetheless, that is the world we live in right now, right? With COVID and technology. And speaking of technology, our Final Appeal this year is for technology in the school. And our teachers and our faculty have done a great job in terms of those moments where we need to do remote learning and all these things, but we came to realize that is still something we really need to provide a quality education for our kids here at the school. So in your generosity, and St. Mary's parishioners are always so very generous, contribute to our Final Appeal and really help shape the future for our kids, right, with this upgrade in technology that we really need. We appreciate all that you do, especially in helping out with MaryFair. So in your consideration, please make this donation to our Final Appeal.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father Vince.
Yeah. Thank you very much. So now we're going to let you go ahead and start prepping for your salads tonight. Michael is going to be showing you how to make Fusco favorite famous Caesar salad.
We eat it 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah, we eat about 2 or 3 times a week every day. We get our wooden bowl out, and we have to do it the same way every time. It's spectacular. You're going to love it. Michael tells a story about a
20-year-old bowl.
Yeah.
Well seasoned.
We may have to bury it because it's almost done.
So here you go. And before I start the recipe itself, I want to share with you one of my favorite possessions that I have, and that's this walnut bowl. It's about 25 years old, and it's been making Caesar 25 years. It's well seasoned, full of flavor, and even from our trip to Oregon in the RV, it even has a character crack in it now, so the bowl just keeps getting better and better. One of the first things my wife started to use, Jackie, when we started cooking together, from her time at D'Alessandro's, where she was a server, was making his recipe of Caesar salad in this bowl. She makes the best Caesar in the world. So I will hope to do her justice with this and go from there, but this has got 25 years of flavor, and you know I love that word, of flavors in this bowl itself. Caesar salad's excellent, comes from Mexico, not Italy. But anyway, the story goes, it goes with a restaurant man that didn't have any food left, so he had to make a salad with what he had. And what he started with, believe it or not, was anchovies, which I absolutely love. I like all the oil in it, never throw that oil away from that can. And then this other thing, which I absolutely love also, was garlic. I think the recipe says like 1 or 2 cloves, so we'll put them all in. And then what we're going to do is take a fork, and we're going to use kosher salt or fresh ground sea salt or something like that. Put that in the bowl with it, and we use it as an abrasive. It'll help break down that garlic and anchovy, which is good. So here you go, we got that. And then we're going to take this fork and we're going to start mashing things down. Now that garlic, I cut it up a little bit before I put it in because it can be a little bit large, and when it's super fresh like it is, fresh peeled, it makes it really hard to mash down, but we're using a heavy duty fork. If you use a little one, you'll mash it or bend it up, excuse me. So here we go, we get plenty of this salt mixed in. And this is what I'm talking about, seasoning this bowl. This has been done for years and years, so all this flavor is in this bowl. Now somebody asked me if I refrigerate this bowl. No, I don't, but I also don't leave it in a hot room or anything like that to where possibly the oils could go rancid. So here we go. Now we just got to work it. Beautiful, coming around. Now we're going to make an emulsified dressing. And emulsified means mixing two things that normally don't mix together. In this case, it would be the olive oil, these flavoring compounds or these elements right here, and then we're going to mix also the olive oil and the egg yolk to almost make like a aioli, it's called, or a mayonnaise, maybe a little more familiar with. I think we're good there. Get that down. Now we get the egg yolk here. Look at that. We put that in. And then we also have Dijon mustard, which is a great flavoring element for umami, but what it also is, a great emulsifier also. And I love good Dijon. Look at that, it's beautiful. We also have an aromatic that adds depth of flavor, which is some Worcestershire right there. Beautiful. Now we're going to mix this together. We're going to use that same fork. See, that's why the wooden bowl is so good to have, is because you can, of course, grind it right into that bowl, mix it around. Stainless steel bowls work also. You put those in the dishwasher. Can't put this in the dishwasher. As we come together, beautiful. We're going to add half the Parmesan cheese, and it's fine shredded. My favorite way to eat the cheese, because it melts on the tongue. Well, not right now. Okay, mix this in. As the salad comes together, there's something about making Caesar salad too. It is fulfilling. Okay, we also have juice of a lemon right here. This is in a net, but you can use a juicer if you like. Here we go. Half. Adds freshness, great aroma also. The acid is almost like the vinegar for salad dressing. That lemonette. Thins it out slightly, gives more surface area to the egg so that we can emulsify. Beautiful. And here comes the fun part. Oil's been measured. And this is where you take it low and slow, where you're adding it in a thin stream in order to bring it around. You can see it naturally thickening. What you're doing is taking all those cells in the egg yolk, like lecithin, and it absorbs the oil, and the cells get big and make it look thick. Woo! I'm going. I need a beer. I mean a glass of wine. There we go. Almost there. See, once you get it going too, it goes in fast. There we go, so it's thick. We are almost there. Look at that, beautiful. Take a second, a quick little tongue test. Fantastic. Now, just we'll need to be finished off here. So we like it all in there. Now, we took lettuce, we chopped it, we washed it, and one of the most important things was this pat it dry, let it drain, spin it if you have a salad spinner, because you don't want the water on the lettuce to dilute the dressing, let alone stop the dressing from sticking to the salad itself. So we precisely measured. Alright, and we're going to add some croutons right to it. I don't like them on the end at all. I like them mixed in so they have the dressing on it, or I don't want the croutons. Of course, they're not a necessity, but traditional. And here we go. Try not to make a mess. Oh, they add all that dressing. Now, I like lots of dressing. I mean, the lettuce is an excuse to eat the dressing, right? Boy, perfect prep. Having it all together ahead of time and having it prep makes cooking so much easier. So much more enjoyable and fun. Here we go. So there we go. We have what I would say excellent Caesar salad. So we start with our plate here. This is enough for 4. Putting it in the center of the plate. Try to make them even. Remember, the chef always serves himself last, and whatever extra is left. Beautiful. So there'll be just a little bit left for seconds, but a salad like this still only feeds 4 Fuscos. We got this here, and then we'll finish up with the part that adds the aromatics and all the beauty. Now, here we go, we've got that now. I left one part out, as I see, some Tabasco that's in there that makes the dressing spicy. So it might be up to you to have that added or not, but I should have put that in there. I hope you enjoy this Caesar salad and eat well, and we love having you at MaryFair this year. Thank you. Don't forget the cheese.
All right, we're going to go to www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair. Please, thank you for all that you've donated so far. Let's keep it up. We have 3 items that need some attention here. We're going to go for Name the Gym.
No one has...
Well, I don't know if no one, but I think there's some bids in there that's going to be a good deal if somebody doesn't snatch it up right now.
Gotta name it.
I know, we got to name the gym. What would you name it? Fuscos.
We're sitting here, you're not.
We got the front row pew for Christmas or Easter. That also is a great steal right now. Go to www.biddingforgood.com/MaryFair.
It's on your screen.
Hey, that salad looked amazing.
Thank
as
you.
always. It's
Thank you.
absolutely
We love Caesar.
Yes, it's
We love
absolutely delicious. And I got a shout out from Leslie Wells in California who's watching. Hey, sister. And then we've got some pictures coming in right now. Thank you for taking those pictures, sending them in. We'd like to see more. We want to see who's celebrating out there. And you can probably take a look on the camera there that they'll be flashing at any moment. Now, Michael, what do you got to talk about for
So in the
our
chef's
next event?
business, it's mise en place. It's an old culinary term, means in its place. You better be getting things ready because the hot food's getting ready to be done. So if your oven has to be heated, or if you have to double check and make sure all your ingredients there, oven 2 racks, 400, and be ready to go with that. So let's get it ready, and we got
Take a
some
look
great
at these
videos.
That's right. Bid.
Item number 124 is one of those experiences you'll never forget. Take a behind the scenes, like totally behind the scenes tour of Holy Family Cathedral Tower, which is awesome in itself. But then after the tour, you get to hang out and join wine and cheese with Bishop Conderla. Put on your comfy shoes and climbing clothes and take on the tower. St. Mary's very own Mike Malcom will take you and 9 of your best pals on an exclusive tour of the tower at Holy Family Cathedral in downtown Tulsa. You'll learn all about the history and maybe even some secrets. Afterwards, you'll get to unwind, share perspectives, and delight in the adventure you just had, and enjoy some wine, cheese, and conversation with Bishop Conderla. This cathedral tour with Mike and charcuterie with the bishop will take place on the date that works for you and the bishop, sometime during fall 2020 or spring 2021. This package was put together through the generosity of Bishop Conderla, Mike Malcom, LKA Events, and Sarah and John Frucci. Thank you.
Item 104 is back by popular demand. Name the St. Mary Gymnasium for 1 year. Want to promote your business or honor the memory of a loved one? You may choose to support the School of St. Mary with your family's name. The winning bidder chooses what to name the gym from November 2020 through October 2021. A special banner will be designed and printed to hang in the gym for the year. Take advantage of this opportunity to show your St. Mary spirit with this auction item.
Item number 102 is an old favorite with a twist this year. Donated by the Church of St. Mary, the winning bidder chooses the front row pew on Christmas Eve or Easter Sunday and gets reserved parking. We've expanded the options for this long-standing auction item to allow the winning bidder to choose between the 2 most popular masses of the year, Christmas Eve's Children's Mass or Easter Sunday Mass. With this package, the winning bidder will enjoy a front row pew as well as a reserved parking space. If you're the winner of this item, you choose reserved seating on Christmas Eve at the 5 p.m. Children's Mass in the main church and enjoy the St. Mary Family Choir and the traditional celebration of Christ's birth. If your preference is a front row pew for Easter Sunday, then you may select a reserved pew at the 10:30 a.m. Mass for this special culmination of Holy Week. All we ask is that you arrive no later than 15 minutes before Mass begins to take your reserved seats on the far left side of the church facing the altar.
Hey, I know there's...
Yes.
They were tossing to them. Come on. What would you name the gym, Mike Wilson?
Come on, Mike. What would you name it?
Hold the mic up.
We were quite prepared for this. I think I would call it Dress Sharp for Success.
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's
cheesy.
That's bail them out, Patty.
Wasn't going to go Fusco's.
There. Mark W., what would you name the gym?
Well, of course, the Wilmershauser Gym.
There you go.
I mean,
but
hey, also for those of you out there that are having troubles taking pictures and sending them in, the Wilsons, the Frucci's, the Fusco's, whatever, text us that you're having a party. We'll give you a shout out that everything's going great. So let us know that everything's going wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. How about you, Father Jack? I'm kind of curious what you would name the gym.
I mean, a priest, you've got to name it after your mom. Like the Ellie Gleason Memorial, something or another,
Right, Mom?
Right?
Yeah, no, she's still alive. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Sarah, do you have any good ideas what you would name it?
Sarah's Fitness Place.
There you go.
Let's see why.
All right, those are all good options. How about you, Michael? Have you thought about it?
Yes.
Gusto. Gusto. It's the love of eating the food. That way the kids get out there, they exercise, and then they go eat lunch in the cafeteria, right?
Yes.
Gusto.
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 I love it. I love it.
Gusto.
All right, so
All right,
what do we got coming up next?
Chef Moose Miller in action. He's getting everything together. You know, he is a master chef, Southern Hills Country Club.
Yeah, he's
There's
quite
only
the
so many
show-off.
in the country. And he's a real guy. I've known a few master chefs in the year, and he was just absolutely down to earth.
And a great friend.
Excellent chef, good friend, and great
He loves the
pocket
family.
supporter, too.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
Well, welcome back to MaryFair 2020. We're moving into our next course here, the entree. We're going to have a lot of different things kind of going on. We're going to be bouncing back and forth from recipe to recipe. So in this case, it's really important that we have all the ingredients kind of together and laid out, or mise en place as it's called, kind of everything in its place. We're going to start. We've got our chicken stock in one small saucepan, just kind of getting warm. We've got a really nice heavy bottom cast iron pan here that we're going to cook our steaks in. If you don't have a cast iron, any kind of real heavy bottom saute pan, something that's oven safe,
so no rubber handles or anything like that would be the best choice. So we're going to go ahead and get this on and get it heating up here. Once that's hot, we're going to give it just a couple of minutes. We're going to add just a little bit of canola oil and kind of put that in there. We want to make sure we start with a hot pan and cold oil. That'll kind of prevent any sticking from going on. While we're waiting for that to heat up, we've got our 4 fillets here. Okay, these are 8-ounce fillets. We're going to season these literally with just some sea salt and pepper. And if you have a special steak seasoning or something you like, feel free to add that on there. I just kind of like doing just straight kosher salt or sea salt and fresh cracked pepper. We're going to make sure we do both sides. And then before we start and we turn the oven on, we want to make sure that's preheated to 400 degrees before we start. Alright, so our pan is getting hot here. Kind of want to wait till we see just a little bit of smoke off of there. We want to make sure we hear that sizzle when we put the steaks in. So we're going to give that just a second. While we're waiting for that to heat up, we're going to take our larger stock pot here and we're going to put this over low heat. And we're going to add half of our butter, so just 2 little quick pieces of this butter in here. Kind of let that start melting down, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And we're just going to kind of let that start to melt down. Our steak pan here is looking ready, so we're going to grab these 4 steaks here. We want to make sure we kind of spread them out a little bit. We don't want to crowd the pan too much. It'll kind of prevent them from browning up. So you can hear that nice sizzle as we put those in there. That's the sound we want to hear for sure. So most importantly right now, we don't want to start touching. You'll notice anytime you put meat in the pan, it'll start to sizzle really loud. That's all the moisture that's on the meat. And you'll hear it kind of start to quiet down after a minute or two. And that's when the browning and Maillard reaction will really start to happen. We just want to leave them just kind of sit and not mess with them. We're going to let them cook for just a couple of minutes. You'll start seeing them brown up around the edges there. So we're just going to let that kind of go. So our butter and our olive oil are just about melted here. We're going to add in some diced onion. This is where we're going to be starting our risotto. We're going to add that in there. And all we're looking to do is really soften these onions. We don't really want to get any color on them. If we do, it's not the end of the world, but we just kind of want to just soften them, just let them go for just a couple of minutes. We've got our orange side towel and our Father Jack here. He'll be happy to see that. So these are still, so we're just going to let these kind of keep cooking for a few minutes. So our onions are just starting to bubble. I'm just going to kind of let those just soften for just a couple of minutes. While we're kind of waiting on those, we're going to move on to our vegetable side. We've got some jumbo peeled asparagus here that we just kind of trimmed the woody ends on there and just took a peeler and just real lightly took some of the more kind of fibrous ends off the end there to make them tender. You can certainly do this recipe with a smaller asparagus, pencil asparagus. Something that small, you don't typically have to peel, but on the larger ones, they have a tendency to get really woody and really tough, so we like to peel that off of there. So we just want to kind of keep an eye on the onions. These are just cooking away here. So we're going to take this asparagus here, we're going to hit it with just a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. And we're just putting these on an oven-safe pan. You could use a half-sheet pan, you could use a Pyrex baking dish, cake pan, whatever you have, but these will all fit in nice and evenly. We're just going to kind of roll them around in that olive oil a little bit. And then we've got some mixed mushrooms here. You can use any kind of mushrooms you have. This has a mixture of buttons and shiitakes, and looks like there's some oyster mushrooms in here. You could certainly use regular button mushrooms, any kind of mushrooms you like. We're going to add those on here as well. This is a real simple, real healthy kind of side dish. There's not a whole lot of fat to it. Roasting it's going to really develop some really nice flavors in there. We're going to hit those with just a little olive oil as well. And then we're going to season these with salt and pepper as well. So again, we still got our steaks cooking. I don't know if you can see, but we're starting to brown up a little bit around the sides. Season these up. Our onion, you can see, is just starting to get soft. So we've got pretty good timing going here. We're going to take and just kind of stir up these mushrooms just a little bit. And then we're going to take this and place this into your preheated 400-degree oven. They're going to take about 10-15 minutes. It's really going to depend on the size of your asparagus, how long they're going to take to cook. We're going to go in and kind of stir them periodically, make sure they cook evenly. So we're just going to take these and slide them right into the oven. Onion is looking really good here. We're going to just wait that on a second. Our steaks look like they're just about ready to flip here. So we're going to go ahead and kind of see that. Let's flip them over. We're starting to get really nice color on the steaks. Flip those over. And then we're going to take this whole pan and we're going to put it right into the oven. We're going to cook these kind of until our desired doneness. On the recipe sheet, you have the temperatures listed for doneness. Let's slide those right in. We're just going to let those continue to cook.
Outstanding, Chef Moose Miller. Outstanding.
That looks fantastic.
Mark
That sizzle.
Warmerhauser, what do you got over there?
Well, I think a lot of people were having issues like I regularly have with technology, and so we got photos from the Honest Oranges, Longs, Stricklers, help me out, Allen's, Patalinos, Lucinos, somebody else, I think. Help me out, Jackie.
Oh, Cynthia Lunt.
The Lunts
Yes,
also,
the Lunts.
yes.
They're
So
celebrating.
keep sending in photos. We'll keep uploading them, and then getting all the pictures out. Honest Oranges as well. Sorry about that. The steaks were amazing, by the way, Mark. So keep sending them in.
Awesome.
Well, that's a beautiful run right there. We got everybody doing that. But I don't know if you see that, the way Chef Moose Miller was cooking right there, I got to be a chef geek for a second. Everything was done when he put it together, and that's the way you cook easily. It's about mise en place and getting that job done.
So it's just a simple
yeah,
preparation?
it's a simple thing of doing the prep first. That's what makes a good chef. Those great flavors and such. But I think we're moving on to...
We're going to go ahead and take a look and see at our another live auction is the Phil Tower, and that is going to be for 8 to 10 people.
Okay.
Oh,
Deep
and the
breath.
Leap of Faith.
Item
Also, excuse me.
113
The Leap of
requires
Faith with
courage
Father
and
Jack
bravery.
and Father Vince
You'll be
up
taking a
next.
leap of faith with your favorite parish priests. Donated by Skydive Airtight. This once-in-a-lifetime opportunity takes you up in the sky and brings you back to earth forever changed. You and 3 friends will skydive with our very own Father Jack Gleason and Father Vince Fernandez. The 6 of you pick a date that works for all of you. Meet at the rectory and head north to Skiatook, where you will rendezvous with your flight jump instructors. 2 go up at a time and jump from 11,000 feet in the air in tandem with the instructor. Get ready for a rush of adrenaline like you've never had before. There are a few rules. All jumpers must sign a waiver with Skydive Airtight and be at least 18 years old to jump. The maximum weight for a jumper is 240 pounds. And if you've made it this far in the discernment process about whether this is for you, we hope you've checked out the health restrictions they share at skydiveairtight.com.
So while those are cooking, we're going to get back to our risotto here. So our onions are just about translucent, just really nice and soft. We want to add our saffron, okay, which is just the kind of the inside of the crocus flower. It'll turn kind of everything yellow. It's really nice and fragrant. So we're just going to dump that right in. And then we're going to come back with our arborio rice. So arborio rice is short grain rice. It's one of the most common that you'll find for risotto. It's named after the arborio town in Italy. It's in the Po Valley in the Piedmont region. We also grow this rice in the U.S. as well, mainly in California, Arkansas, and Missouri. There's a couple other different kinds that you'll see. either a carnoli or a biolano nano, or typically more prominent in restaurants, or a little harder to find, but this arboreal rice you can find at any local grocery store. So we're going to just dump that right in. We're going to turn our heat up just slightly. Grab a wooden spoon if you have one. We want to just kind of cook this rice real gently in that fat and onions in the saffron. We want to make sure that we coat all the rice really well in that fat. We're just going to cook this for a couple of minutes. You know, in some recipes, you'll actually cook this rice for up to 10-15 minutes in that fat and really start to toast it. It'll really develop some really nice flavor. We're not going to do that today, but we're just going to keep this kind of just a couple of minutes. And you can see, you'll see in the middle of this rice, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but the inside of the grain is white, real pearly white, and it's a little bit opaque on the outside now that we've got it in the fat. When doing risotto, you always want a short grain rice. They're higher in starch. It'll also allow it to absorb liquid, but also keep that starch up, which is going to leave you a really nice creamy risotto at the end. All right, so next we're going to add a little dry white wine. And we're just going to let that cook all the way down. You'll see the yellow color from the saffron starting to come out with the wine. And we're just going to let that cook until all the wine is just about reduced, just kind of stirring it every once in a while, just making sure it doesn't stick on the bottom. So you'll notice we're starting to see a little steam coming off our stock. Super important when making risotto to make sure that the stock is warm. We're going to add it kind of gradually into the rice. If the stock is cold, it really affects the starch coming out of the rice, and the risotto won't be nearly as creamy as it could be. So you'll see it already kind of looks a little creamy. All that wine is just about reduced. And then we're going to begin to add our stock. So a lot of recipes will say add it 1 ladle at a time. I don't technically agree with that. I like to do 1 large addition at first. So we're going to do almost half of our stock in here. And we want to make sure this stays at a really light simmer. We don't want it to cook too hard. And you just want to kind of keep an eye on this and stir it periodically, making sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. I'm just going to let that continue to cook for a few minutes. You'll see we've got it just at a really nice light simmer. While that's cooking, we're going to go in and we'll double check our asparagus. We'll set off the smoke alarm in the house here. And you'll see we're just going to take these and just kind of move them around and stir them up just a little bit. You can see the asparagus are starting to turn nice and bright green. The mushrooms are starting to break down just a little bit, and they release a lot of liquid, which will kind of help steam up your asparagus as well. Put that back in. And go back to our risotto here. And again, we just want to kind of stir this, as often as we can. A lot of recipes say you have to stand there and continually stir. That's why you see all the Italian grandmothers with the huge arms and the big forearms. You can tell I don't stir a whole lot of risotto all the time. Just let that continue to cook. So we're going to get a couple other things ready. When the mushrooms and asparagus come out of the oven, we're going to finish with just a little fresh chopped tarragon that we have. For our steaks, we're going to have just some fresh sprigs of rosemary, thyme, and garlic cloves. These garlic cloves still have the peel on them, or the jacket as we call it. We're going to take those and we're just going to take our knife and smash them down. We're going to leave the jackets on there. That's going to help prevent the garlic from burning when we add it to the pan, but we'll pick up all the flavor from it. So just crush those. We're going to throw them back in with the herbs. Set that there. You can see our risotto is cooking away here. Risotto is something I think intimidates a lot of people, something that a lot of people probably don't necessarily make for themselves at home. This process is a basic process for risotto. You can add any flavors you want. It doesn't need to be, saffron doesn't have to be in there. The wine could be red wine if you wanted to go a different direction, but you always kind of follow this same process with the fat, softening the onions, putting the rice in, making sure the rice is coated really well in the fat, and then start adding in your stock. When we get to finish the risotto, we're going to finish it with just a couple of things. We're going to finish it with some little 5160 shrimp. They're peeled and deveined. And if you have a shrimp allergy or shellfish allergy, you can take these and just completely leave them out. It's not going to affect your risotto at all. We finish with a little tomato that's been peeled, seeded, and chopped. Some fresh peas, and we've got some fresh thyme and parsley, and of course some great Parmesan Reggiano cheese from Italy. Parmesan's one of those cheeses. There's some pretty good Parmesans coming out of Wisconsin, but Parmesan Reggiano, DOC from Italy is the best. It's one of the things that, if you're going to spend a little extra money on something, this is something that definitely makes a huge difference, and it goes a really long way.
Hey, that looks really good, Moose Miller. That looks wonderful. I hope everybody at home is catching up with what's going on the screen and preparing your dishes and all that kind of stuff. While you guys are kind of catching up a little bit, I just want to talk to Father Jack and Father Vince about what is this crazy cockamamie idea about jumping out of an airplane, this leap of faith thing? What is this?
I don't remember saying yes to this, so I'm a little concerned about it.
Are you being paid to do this?
No, money is being sent to me.
Oh my
I'm
goodness
risking my
gracious.
life. I'm very confused, so I don't know.
Are you excited?
I'm excited
scared?
though. I'm excited and a little scared. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you know how you used to kind of triangulate your parents and say, Dad said it was okay, is it okay, and and then like Mom said it was okay, is it okay? They said to me, hey, Father Vince is willing to jump out of an airplane. Are you? And I said, okay. It's like, sure, if he's going to do it, I'm going to do it. So, yeah.
Who was the culprit that did that?
That was called Julie Johnston.
Oh, okay. She's the one that got me doing this too. So this is a little cockamamie idea here.
Yeah.
MaryFair 2020, I guess is what we call it, right?
She's a Tonquist, and they kind of do
sketchy.
That. Yeah. Sketchy. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So are you excited to jump out of this plane, or are you just kind of...
I don't know, like scared and excited are kind of the same feeling. I probably will cry coming out of the plane. Like it just seems insane, so.
Right.
But it'll be
too
cool.
Insane.
Yeah.
Too insane. So I understand it's going to be tandem, is that correct?
We're not tandem.
Yeah, that would be a
Because
bad
we
idea.
we can't both die.
Right,
So-
we need to have one...
One priest needs to live.
Yeah.
We need one operating
So the
parachute.
associate is going first. If he lives, then I'll jump.
Yeah. If I make it, then if I don't make it, then stay on the plane and don't jump out of it.
Yeah.
At least I'm
I'll wait to see if the parachute opens. Yeah.
So we have, if I remember right, I think it's 4 instructors and 4 people that go up. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
4 people with us.
All right, so then you're going to tandem to all the instructors, correct?
I think that's
so,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's right.
So if you want to...
Chef wanted to tandem with me, but
Yeah.
we didn't know if there was a parachute that was that size that accommodated us.
Go down there.
All right.
Vertical drop there.
So let's go ahead and move on to our Phil Tower. Now you have these live auctions that are going on right now. So Phil Tower is up next, and we're going to go ahead and continue on with Chef Moose Miller on part 3.
Item 112 promises to be one historic evening for Tulsa history buffs and fans of excellent food. Donated by Kathy and Matt Brainerd, Justin Thompson Catering, and Tours of Tulsa, you and 9 of your friends will step back in time to the late 1920s in the historic beginnings of downtown Tulsa. Kick off your special evening with cocktails in the Phil Tower building lobby. Tours of Tulsa's own Kelly Gibson will delight you with secrets and untold stories of our city's heyday. Then your group will move up to the 21st floor penthouse for a tour of the former office of Wade Phillips, now painstakingly restored to museum quality of its 1929 look and feel. There, renowned chef Justin Thompson's JTR Catering will serve a beautiful 5-course dinner with wine pairings for 8 to 10 guests. And weather permitting, you'll enjoy dessert on the rooftop patio overlooking downtown.
Hopefully you can see this, but you can see where the liquid is starting to pick up a lot of the starch. It's already starting to look really nice and creamy. Just going to take a quick look at the steaks. So again, you can check these with a thermometer for an internal temperature. I like to just kind of squeeze them a little bit on the side and see where they're at. Filet will will definitely feel a little bit different than a normal steak. So everyone's kind of heard the, depending on if you press right here, if you touch here, it's rare, medium, medium well, and well done. A little bit different on a fillet. It'll have just a little bit feel to it. These are just kind of approaching rare right now. We're going to take them and throw them right back in. Just want to make sure they're spread out so they cook evenly. You see our rice is starting to get thicker. We're going to continue to cook this one until all this liquid is just about absorbed. Then we're going to taste it and see, depending on the rice and how it's stored and everything, it'll absorb different amounts of liquid. So it's not a perfect ratio. Typically it's about a 2-to-1 ratio, but sometimes with the other ingredients and fat and stuff in risotto can have an effect on that. So we just kind of want to cook it until some people like it a little bit more al dente, where it has a little bit more bite to it, and some people like it really super soft. As the liquid reduces and it becomes less and less in there, it's important to make sure we keep a really good eye on it and stir it. Otherwise, it'll begin to stick a lot more frequently at this point. So most of our liquid is just about reduced there. We're going to give this just a quick taste. It's still going to be fairly undercooked. Still got a good little crunch to it. I'm going to go ahead and add another ladle or two of stock. So by the time this reduces down just a couple of minutes, so the risotto will be just about perfect to move on to the next step. Our asparagus, we should be getting really close. And again, some people like their vegetables a little bit more crunchy, some like them a little bit softer. These mushrooms are just about ready here. Our asparagus are pretty tender. I'm going to go ahead and leave this out of the oven. This will continue to cook just a little bit longer as it sits here, and we'll flash it right back in the oven and heat it up once our steaks and everything else is ready. This is going to take just a few more minutes. So notice we haven't put any salt, pepper, any seasoning into here. I like to kind of do all that seasoning right at the very end. And again, when we get into the next part, we're going to be adding in some fresh chopped tomato that's been peeled and seeded, some peas, our shrimp, little Parmesan, some fresh herbs, and just a little heavy cream and a little butter just kind of helps cream everything out and makes it really nice and creamy. And this is where, having to kind of pay attention to this and kind of keep an eye on it and help it along. This is where it's super important to kind of have all this stuff together and ready to go. I know sometimes I have a tendency to be forgetful. If I get doing too many things, I'll forget about it and it'll all be burnt to the bottom of the pan. And that's something we definitely don't want. So again, we're starting to get creamy again here. We're going to pull our steaks out and just let them sit for just a minute. These are just about rare right now. While these are sitting here, I'm going to add our cloves of garlic and kind of let them slowly start cooking in there. Start putting some flavor into there. We're also going to add our rosemary sprig. Just cut this in half. And then just some fresh thyme sprigs as well. Risotto's getting close.
Oh, we got the Honest Origin steaks and vegetables.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh my
we got
gosh,
the
there's the
mini
lotuses. Guys,
let's see.
look at
Got the
that.
Allen
Hashtag
sprinklers
MaryFair.
over there.
Look at that. All right, look at.
I love the sunglasses, Jamie.
Oh, that is so awesome.
Jennifer's beautiful.
Yes. Hey,
Mom and Dad, there we go.
Housers, all right.
Yes.
Hey, the longs.
Mary
Good to
Jason.
see you guys. Yes, this is exciting.
Alan.
Aw,
There
there
we
you
go.
go.
Right.
Yes.
Allen's again.
Nice. Isn't that cute?
Moose Miller even
Moose
got
Miller.
to look at that, right there.
Nice.
All right,
Go
here we
fast
go. It's just going fantastic. Moose Miller's doing it. Speaking of dinners,
Over there.
speaking of dinners, here we go. Father Jack, what do you think?
Well, I love so the chef's dinner. Chef Fusco, Chef Moose Miller. We pair the wines, and really we've done lots of different things in the past. Like sometimes we've done continental, with a twist. We've done Americana. We've done Italian. We've done all. It's kind of the preference of whoever gets it. We're willing because they can do anything.
Yeah.
And I can.
You can do anything too.
I'm the eye candy. I'm like I don't really have to do the work. Yeah. No, we pair wines, and we have great wines that we get paired with. And I would say the only thing that's funner than doing it with the Dailies, Benders, Martinoviches, Spitzes, and Lotuses are helping to host it. Probably the only thing funner than being at the dinner is working the dinner.
Yes,
working
that's the best part. Oh yeah, that's the best part.
Quality control of wine.
Yeah, we limit the chefs until they're done with the bulk of what they're doing.
Sort of hold back there.
Yeah,
yeah, that is the best part for me.
Yeah, but it's fun. It's a great evening, so worth it. And again, just kind of supports a great cause, kind of the larger community and the school. So bid it up. It's fun.
Yeah, go ahead and bid it up, and don't forget to keep sending in those pictures. We'd love to see and celebrate with you all. It was very exciting to see that we're not alone here.
And don't forget the bidding stops at 8 o'clock. You have got to get your bids in. That parking spot right there in the front. And let's see, Father. Parking spot.
Yeah, where is
you want a spot? You want a spot?
You want a spot? You need it, especially for it. Let's see Chef Moose Miller finish up his creation.
Get ready for your opportunity to win an amazing culinary experience. Item 107, a private gourmet dinner for 10 with Chef Moose Miller, Chef Fusco, and Father Jack Gleason. This exclusive auction item puts a trifecta of chefs at your disposal for one extraordinary evening you'll never forget. Jonathan Moose Miller, executive chef at Southern Hills Country Club, is a member of an elite group of chefs known as Certified Master Chefs. Michael Fusco has been a cornerstone of Tulsa food for decades. He has hired, mentored, taught, and molded most of the best chefs and cooks in the city. Rounding out the trio is St. Mary's resident gourmand, Father Jack. These three connoisseurs will treat the winning bidders to a custom menu with each course artfully paired with wines to accentuate the flavor of each dish. This feast for 10 will be scheduled on a date in 2021, cooked and served at the home of Aaron and Michael Daly, and co-hosted by Jane and Dick Bender, Cindy and Jean Spitza, Mary and Rob Martinovich, and Pat and Don Lotus.
You can see it's getting really nice and creamy. We'll give it one more taste and just kind of see if we need to add some more liquid to it. It's just about there. By the time we get the rest of this liquid absorbed and our other items in there, I think the rice will be just perfect. turn the heat down on this just a little bit. All right, so this next point, we're going to go ahead and add our shrimp in. You notice we still got just a little bit of liquid here. The shrimp, we're going to add just a little bit more liquid to that as well. And these are 5160 shrimp. If you have a shrimp allergy, feel free to just leave these right out. Put these in there. You'll notice they'll start turning from that white to a really nice bright white and pink as they cook. And just take just a couple of minutes. So as our steaks have settled, I'm going to go ahead and put just a little bit of heat back under these. And we're going to add this steak butter. So this butter has a little bit of demi-glace and red wine and some additional garlic, some herbs, a little Worcestershire sauce in there. We're just going to let that melt down. We're going to use that to baste the steaks. And just kind of add another little bit of flavor to them here at the end. So our shrimp are just about done, a nice beautiful bright pink. So you'll notice when you start putting all this and start melting that butter, you'll get a lot of really good aromatic, really good flavor off of there. We're going to go ahead and just kind of tilt this pan towards us, get that fat all down here. We want to just kind of baste this up on top of the steaks. Just going to, you know, the filet mignon doesn't have a whole lot of fat to it. Fat gives us a lot more flavor. So this is going to help just impart some more flavor into the steak. I'm just going to kind of let those just gently simmer in there and give them a really nice little sheen to them. Go back to our risotto. Just finished. So all of our liquid is just about absorbed. We're going to go ahead and add in some of our other final ingredients. We're going to add in our tomato. We're going to add in our peas. Let this stir this in. We got the yellow and the rice, the pink from the shrimp, tomato and the peas, really nice, beautiful color. Let that continue to heat up just a little bit. We're going to go back and baste our steaks one last time. Risotto is just about ready to finish. I'm going to go ahead and put our mushrooms and our asparagus back in the oven and just make sure they're good and hot. And to finish our risotto, we're going to add in a little bit of chopped thyme, some chopped parsley. We're going to add in a little heavy cream. Add in some whole butter, Parmesan cheese, stir this all up. Let this cook for just another minute or two. This is where we're going to give it a little taste and see if we need a little adjustment. You pick up a lot of salty flavor from that Parmesan, so we're going to add just a little bit. Maybe just a little shot of black pepper. I like my risotto nice and creamy, just a little bit runny, but you can certainly, as you continue to cook it just a little bit more, it'll continue to tighten up. Give it one last final taste. Maybe just a pinch of salt. Go back to our steaks one last time. Just about ready to plate, so we're going to go ahead and just get 4 different plates and set those out. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn this risotto off. Check and make sure that our asparagus and mushrooms are hot. And then we've got one last ingredient. We've got just a little fresh chopped tarragon. We're just going to add that in at the last minute. And just the residual heat from the mushrooms and the asparagus will just kind of heat that tarragon up a little bit and become nice and perfumey. Taste all that. We're going to go ahead and just roll these around a little bit in here. I'm going to taste one of these mushrooms, make sure they're seasoned okay. Maybe just a touch of salt and pepper. Alright, I think we're ready to plate. So we're going to start with our risotto. This is where you can have some fun. You can kind of plate this up any way you like. I'm just going to show you one way to do this. We're just going to put a nice little spoon of risotto here in the middle. And then we're going to go ahead and get our take these. And then you should have 3 asparagus. We're just going to do kind of 3 asparagus lined up on there. And then we're just going to give everybody a little mushroom. And there you have your pan-seared filet mignon with roasted asparagus and mushrooms, and a little shrimp and saffron risotto with peas and tomatoes. I hope you've enjoyed making this. Hope it's kind of maybe gotten you out of your comfort zone a little bit. And you know, if you appreciate your support in MaryFair this year, and we look forward to hopefully seeing you back in person next year.
This is not a reference to anything in particular, but if you don't finish up the 4th quarter, you lose out. So I'm just telling you, we've got less than a minute to finish up the bidding. If you want to get in there, get your item, make sure that you hit it now, all right?
Beautiful job, Chef Moose Miller.
Yes.
Show off.
Now we're going to flip over to Chris Mantle. He's a local artist here in Tulsa. He's famous for his buffalo paintings and Tulsa skyline.
What a beautiful painting. Holy
Man,
cow. If I could
isn't that
cook
amazing?
that fast, look at that.
I cooked that fast, yeah. You do.
What do you say? Is that awesome or what?
Well, I tell you what, I hope you got all your bidding in. Start sharing those photos. And now we're going to go ahead and switch to all of our rest of our live auction items.
After the year we've had so far,
Couples Cast and Blast Weekend Fly Fishing Excursion for an unforgettable cast and blast experience if you are the highest bidder for item number 123. This is a couples cast and blast weekend fly fishing excursion donated by the Spring Valley Rod and Gun Club, located in beautiful Northwest Arkansas. If you love fly fishing or you've never been fly fishing but always wanted to try, this weekend is for you. This trip is for 4 couples. Spring Valley provides you with everything you need to have a successful fishing experience, including the finest quality rods, reels, boots, waders, flies, guides, and a stocked pro shop. They supply fishing guides and equipment and sporting clays for the shooting part. This package is awesome. You'll spend 2 days there and spend 1 night in their lodging. You'll dine in style with chef-prepared meals by our very own Jonathan and Jessica Moosemiller, and snacks for all 4 couples. This getaway must be booked in January or February of 2021, and gratuities for guides are not included.
Are you ready to take date night to new heights? Item 117 takes you on an adventure with your special someone downtown on Cherry Street and high above Tulsa. First, you'll check into the Hotel Indigo, a boutique hotel located in the heart of the Blue Dome District. Then a hired car and driver picks you up, headed for the airport. That's where you'll meet your pilot, David Romig. David will take you on a tour from Tulsa from a vantage point you've never seen before. Once you land, your driver will take you to a Prossimo restaurant on Cherry Street for dinner, which sources much of its menu locally and from Italy, and makes pasta and bread in-house. When it's time to wind down for the night, you go back to the hotel or explore some of the great spots in the surrounding area. Next morning, enjoy the hotel's fabulous brunch before you go home. A little more about your pilot. David is a veteran United States Air Force pilot with over 30 years aviation experience and more than 15,000 hours of heavy jet international flying. He currently serves as a captain on a Boeing 747, flying freight and passengers all over the world. He holds a current airline transport license and a full FAA Class 1 medical certificate. You're in very good hands. Item 122 is going to knock your socks off. This 9-course chef's tasting dinner for 10 with paired wines, so generously donated by Robert Merrifield at the Polo Grill in Utica Square. Robert is a steadfast supporter of MaryFair. Thank you so much, Robert. You and 9 guests will be treated to a 9-course chef's tasting menu at the Polo Grill, served by their professional staff in one of their private dining rooms. The meal will include the restaurant's signature dishes and paired wines. The only thing you will pay for that evening is a gratuity for your server, who will pace the evening to keep you both satisfied and wondering what's coming next. You will use all of your senses during this experience and will really enjoy something the Polo Grill is known for: their super relaxing and lovely atmosphere. The evening's wines will be hand-selected by Chef Robert Merrifield himself. You will love the experience from beginning to end.
Item 109 is your chance for an incredible ski package in Pagosa Springs, a paradise in southwestern Colorado located just 25 minutes from Wolf Creek. Donated by Jennifer and John Strickler, this 7-day, 7-night getaway at their spacious 5-bedroom Alpine House Lodge will treat you and up to 20 other people. The house comfortably sleeps 14 in beds, but can realistically sleep up to 22 with 3 optional sleeper sofas and cots. 4 large decks provide incredible views, and the house itself comes with all the amenities: 2 large HD TVs, Wi-Fi, satellite TV, and DVD player. The nearby Wolf Creek ski area boasts the most snow in Colorado. If you're not a skier, that's okay. The Stricklers are flexible about dates also. The only blacked out dates are December 20th through January 2nd. Many vacation plans got sideswiped by COVID this year. Now you can bid on a week's stay at a luxury vacation home in Vail for fall break in just a couple of weeks. Item number 105 is donated by Patrick and Casey Carter. This incredible 5,500 square foot home has 6 bedrooms, spectacular 30-mile views, steam room, 8-person hot tub, designer pool table, and more, and sleeps up to 18 humans. No pets though. Check in on Saturday, October 10th, and stay for a full week until October 17th. You can see photos of this amazing home at vrbo.com/2908.
Hey, I tell you what, look at those computers. They're going right there. If you look over here, we've got Julie Johnston and Patty Wilson. They're tabulating the winners for this evening. We're excited to announce them as soon as we get them done.
High bidders.
I know, to the highest bidder. And remember that our final appeal is still open. You can go to your phone or your tablet and go to the Donate Now button and go to the comments and type in final appeal, and you're still in a good standing with that. So please go ahead and take care of that. Do we have winners? Okay. Do we want to?
Here we come. We got the winners. The winners, please. Dun, dun, dun. Thank you, Father Vince.
All right. Who do we
All
have
right.
here? Oh, can you read that?
All right. Couples Cast and Blast Fly Fishing. We've got, who is that there, Jackie? Fred.
Fred Lager?
Fred Lager. No, Fred Lager. Thank you. Front row pew Christmas or Easter. Annie Essman. Holy Family Cathedral Tour. Mike and Regan Oliver. Kilpatrick Orthodontics. Kilpatrick Online. Courtney Leonard. Beautiful. Leap of Faith.
The bunkers. Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Okay, we've got Grand Lake Getaway, the Essmans, Vail, Colorado Fall Break, Mark Ross,
Nice,
Polo Grill,
nice.
the Duffys on the other dinner. Thank you. Name the Gym, Scott
Weber.
Yeah. Okay,
Yay.
and then we got Pagosa Springs, Wilsons.
Yay! They got
Then
him.
we need a recount on that, I don't know. Then we've got Chris Mantle Party. All right, painting, excuse me, the Stricklers, all
yes,
right.
that's good.
Park
Good for you,
City,
Jennifer.
Utah, the Essmans again. Oh, man,
Nice.
look at that. Phil Tower Dinner for 10, the Brainards,
that's
way to
good.
go.
Yes.
Private Gourmet Dinner with Father Jack, yours truly. Luntz and Long.
Yay!
Beautiful. And ready for takeoff, Fred.
Fred.
Lager.
We're sorry, we're not pronouncing your name right.
Lager. Oh, Fred Lager. Sorry, Fred.
Congratulations.
Thanks for bidding
Congratulations,
that. Beautiful
everybody.
job.
What an
We still got
amazing night.
some money that can come in, more bidding that can be done.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations. Now we're just going to take a look at or talk about
Some of
what
our
is your
memories.
favorite MaryFair memory?
When Wally did 31,000 for the Schutz's dinner, how could I ever forget that? That was awesome.
Was that not
Guys,
an
remember
exciting
that?
night?
It just went through the roof. It was fantastic.
I tell you what, the excitement in the air over that was like, you can feel it was so thick, and everybody was like, you know, it got up to like 6,000, it was good, and then you got to 10,000, it was good, and then it went up to 12, and then 17. We're like, whoa! And then all of a sudden it got up to 31. It was amazing. That was probably one of the most exciting nights. I'm so proud of you for doing that. Michael does a lot of charities in his career, and he does a lot of them. And I think
we got that.
MaryFair, this one, that particular memory was his highest amount for
Good memory.
auction. So
Yep.
I was really proud of him. A good husband.
Now, what was your
proud
favorite
family.
memory?
The same one.
The same one?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I was happy for you. I was happy for you. Let's go ahead and take it to memories of other people.
My favorite part of MaryFair is lots of good laughs, lots of good food, and lots of good drinks.
Was a few years ago, live auction, battling it out for Packer Bears tickets.
The best
MaryFair ever was the year I won Best of the Best. And I got the trip to the Bahamas, to the Cat's house, and it was totally amazing. I'll never forget that. It was a great experience.
The Knights of Columbus and volunteers just coming together, all together from the school and the parish, and just giving their time.
I co-chaired the auction a few years ago. We had unexpected, terrible weather, and people just showed up, came out of the woodworks with no expectations to help us pull off a great night.
I really love the dessert auction because it's something that I can bid on and get excited about, and I like sort of fighting people for, waiting till the last second, signing up.
The dessert auction. All those yummy treats and everything that are handmade by these parishioners are amazing. The key is to go first thing and just buy it now.
Our parish raised $30,000 for the private dinner with Father Jack and Chef Michael Fusco that year.
My favorite thing about MaryFair is seeing the community come together. Community and arm squeezing and yelling, and it's so fun to be together and to recognize the faith community we're so lucky to be a part of. And this year's just not the same, but different, but still community.
We're there, we're back. All those favorite memories, those fantastic times. What a great time we've had at MaryFair.
I gotta tell you, this is probably going to be one of my most favorite memories is tonight. It's been amazing.
An honor, right?
And what an honor for the church entrust us to be your host for this evening. We love our church, we love our parish, we love our school.
The family.
Yes, so we really, we're just very honored. So it'll be a great memory for us to keep and cherish for years. That we want to kind of ask what's going on around there, what their favorite memories are.
See, Patty's got the speaker. What do you got? Or the microphone, excuse me.
Well, actually, I think that one of the most amazing things about MaryFair that I've ever experienced was all the desserts that everybody made. I love desserts. And it's just incredible the way they all put so much effort into it, and they're absolutely beautiful, and I think most of them go for the maximum amount of money, and I'm just amazed at that. And then when everybody gets them all together and they all go to their table, there's so much that everybody shares from table to table, and I just love that.
Yeah. One thing we do miss tonight is that dessert auction. We'll have it again. Who else? Mark W.
Mark, go.
I've got two really good ones. Obviously, always where the men congregate over to the little whiskey tent.
Yes.
Is a good time at MaryFair. And then honestly, I think it was 2 years ago where Mayor Bynum actually showed up and was MC for MaryFair. I thought that was amazing. So
that was fun.
I thought that was great.
I have two as well. I loved competing with the Hoplins over a dessert. I think it was last year, right? And bless their hearts, I felt so bad. They brought it over, and I ended up with it somehow. But my second MaryFair, and we'll see if we don't ruin this. I'll screw myself.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I don't know if this is the end, but I just really wanted to do that.
No? Okay.
There we
More
go.
memories? All right. Well,
great memories. Great memories.
I know.
all
What
of
a
us.
fun.
There we go.
We hope that you're having a great time tonight and also making memories that are for the books for wrapping up 2020, as we know. So.
And we've got dessert here. Time for dessert. Chef Lisa.
Good job.
We're going to do a quick and easy dessert called chocolate pot de creme. And it's all done in a blender. You pour it in some nice glassware. We're going to use a coupe glass and chill it for several hours, preferably overnight. So it goes so fast that I'm going to start heating 2 cups of heavy cream and get it on its way to a scald. There we go. All right. So we're going to crack 4 eggs into our blender. get a little shell in there, it won't be a big deal because the Vitamix mix will annihilate it. Just not a big one. All right. And next, we're going to do 5 1/3 tablespoons of sugar. All right. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. I've got kosher salt here. It's kosher for everything. 2 1/3 tablespoons of vanilla. And the magic ingredient, the booze. Now, you can use brandy. I'm using brandy. You can use a nice spiced rum. You can use Grand Marnier. You can flavor this chocolate dessert however you wish. You can make it non-alcoholic by using a raspberry syrup or strawberry syrup. So 5 1/3 tablespoons of brandy. This counter's pretty tall for me. We're going to exactly have that. All right, so now we got all our salt and liquid ingredients in there. And we're going to turn on our blender. Our cream's starting to get nice and hot. We're going to put in our chocolate chips. One pound of chocolate chips. They need to be real chocolate, not imitation. I use Hershey's, Ghirardelli's fine. You can go real fancy if you want. Just Godiva. So our cream's ready. This is where you want to do it really fast so you don't scramble your eggs. Pour in the heavy cream, get your lid on, and get going. How you know if you succeeded. You're going to get a really nice, bubbly, thick looking mixture. You got it that good? Okay. And then I'm just going to take it, pour it into your dessert glass. This is very rich, so see how rich that is? And here we go with the magic of television, all ready to go. You can garnish it with a little whipped cream. You guys should try this too. Maybe some fresh berries. Voila. Enjoy. Yeah.
Hey, Lisa, that looked wonderful. Chocolate pot de creme. That's awesome. It's one of my favorites also. We have cake right here. We're going to go ahead and celebrate your celebration for tonight for What a Wonderful World. Father Vince?
Am I right now?
Father Vince.
Yeah, so just another pull for the final appeal. I've had a really rough day. OU lost. Oh! No, that's not a good thing. You shouldn't set off the confetti for that. Oh, you lost. Texas won. Would really make my day a lot better if you contributed to the final appeal and helped kind of boost the technology in the school. It's definitely needed to kind of really, make our education for our kids something really great. So don't forget to give to the final appeal. And if you need any motivation, Father Vince is very sad today. So if you contribute to that, it would make me just a little bit happier.
There we go. So let's go over the list of winners again. Fred Lager with the couples cast and blast fly fishing. Thank you, Fred. Front row pew Christmas or Easter. Annie Esman. Holy Family Cathedral tour. Mike and Reagan Oliver. Kirkpatrick and Lye Orthodontics. Courtney Leonard. Leap of Faith, the Bunkers, that I gotta see. Grand Lake Getaway, the Esmonds, Vail, Colorado, Fall Break, Mark Ross, Polo Grill, the Duffys. I don't think we have anything to do that night. Name the Game, Scott Weber. Thank you, Scott. Chris Mantle Painting, the Stricklers, yes. Park City, Utah, the Esmonds again. Thank you. Phil Tower Dinner for 10, the Brainerds. Private gourmet dinner with Father Jack, the Lunts and the Longs. Ready for takeoff, Fred. Again, Fred Leger. And Pagosa Springs, it's Mike and Patty Wilson.
Nice to
Oh, there she goes. It's getting out of hand. Beautiful cake from Luger's. Look at that. Fantastic.
Hey, I got to tell you what, we had a great success here in our studio over the bartenders' efforts with our mojitos and our bourbon Collins. But now we're going to switch gears to maybe tomorrow morning. You might be feeling a little hangover. So we're going to go back to Chef Lisa with a Bloody Mary recipe.
Okay, part one of Bloody Mary mix. We're going to get a 46-ounce bottle of V8, or you can buy the generic. And then we're going to bring it to a boil and then turn it down to a simmer on the stove. And now we're going to roast some habanero peppers. So these are little guys, so you're going to want to get a tongs, and if you have a gas stove, you're just going to hold it right over the flame, and it roasts up pretty fast. And you'll just keep turning it. We'll get one roasty side. And it'll start to roast a little, but by magic I already have some that are done. And we're going to put them in a plastic bag and let them sweat a little bit. And we're just going to take them over to the sink, rinse them and peel them. It's just easier to get the black stuff off if you have a little water going. And you'll have a nice pepper that's starting to release its juices because it got heated up and roasted, and that flavor will go into that V8 juice that's already hot. And it'll have a nice little roasty flavor. Alright. And we're going to drop 4 peppers into there. And we're going to get some bacon. I have about 5 pieces. And we're going to drop them in there too. Okay, we want to get it down to a real nice, very small simmer and let it go for about an hour. Then we're going to take it and put it in the refrigerator overnight. So, okay, so part 2 of the Bloody Mary. We're gonna strain the bacon and the habanero into a pitcher and try not to spill it everywhere. This reduced down a lot when it was cooking, so I'm going to probably add a little more V8 juice to it. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to add the ingredients. 8 ounces of clam. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of horseradish. This is the extra hot prepared horseradish. Alright, we're going to do, you can do 1 to 2 tablespoons on the Tabasco depending on how hot you like it. I'm going to go ahead and do 1 because it doesn't have that little plastic thing. Because it's got a habanero in it, so you don't necessarily. All right, then we did the horseradish. We're gonna do 1 tablespoon of beef base. And we're doing a paste because that's going to blend better into your Bloody Mary. And we're going to start whisking this. All right. Celery salt, 2 teaspoons. Lime juice, and you can use lemon juice also if you prefer. It's either one, or you can do a little of both. 2 tablespoons. One tablespoon of brown sugar to give it a little bit of sweetness, kind of counteract all that spice. Mix. And if you can let it set overnight and chill, that's the best case scenario. All right, so we're just going to make a drink now. You use your favorite kind of vodka. For this one, we are going to use Indian Grass, local Oklahoma vodka. 1.5 ounce shot. Some people like it a little more tough than that. That's personal preference. That's just about right for a nice drink. Now you can garnish this with a piece of bacon that's extra crispy, slice of lime, couple of olives, celery stalk, whatever you want to make it look nice. There you go. Cheers.
Hey everybody! Hey, I gotta tell you what. Thank you so much for making tonight such a huge success. Lisa, I can't tell you that Bloody Mary looks awesome. I think a few of you might be enjoying it tomorrow. Yeah, the ingredients look fantastic. I'd like her to be my bartender. That was a lot of vodka. I got to tell you what, you still have time to go to the www.bidding.com gourmet.com/MaryFair for.
Bidding for good.
Oh, excuse me.
Biddingforgood.com.
Oh my gosh.
You only said this 20 times. Get the Bloody Mary ready.
I will need that Bloody Mary tomorrow morning. Anyway, you can go to the donate button now. It's on your phone, and it'll go ahead and take you to the comments and just type in your final appeal. We're here tonight, have had a great time. Father Jack has a couple of things that he'd like to say.
Yeah, so just we're almost at $200,000 with hardly any overhead. So really great numbers. So thank you all. Thank you very much for your job. And if it truly is miraculous, there truly is a Santa Claus, Monsignor Dorney may still be up and not yet home. And so I just want to say thanks for watching, Monsignor. Good to have you here. So, all right, thank you all for joining us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. Happy Mary.
Thank you. 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 Thank you.